Hey everybody, I want to talk with you about leadership and your blind spots. Listen, blind spots are as natural can be, especially say if you're driving down the road. You're driving down the road, you have a very big front windshield, you've got windows on the side, you've got mirrors on each side and a mirror in front of you, but there are still going to be spots that your peripheral vision just can't pick up and the mirrors might not pick up. And we've all done it where we've decided that we were going to merge over to another lane, and then all of a sudden here comes this horn blaring telling us, I'm here, don't you see me? And it's because we had a blind spot in our vision. And you know, if you were a horse, you wouldn't have very many of those because you have eyes like on either side of your head. And there are lots of animals with that setup, and it benefits them in terms of watching for predators and whatnot. You and I don't have that. We have eyes right here, right in front, and we're designed to look straight ahead, and then we turn our head and whatnot to kind of take a look around, but it takes extra effort. And if we're not thinking about it, and if we don't feel any real need to be keeping an eye out, we just move straight ahead, and most of our surroundings are not visible to us, especially whatever might be behind. And our blind spots in relationships, in our style of relating, in our leadership, they can really get in our way. Okay? And here's the reality of it is there's no option to have no blind spots. You've got them. You've always had them. You always will. It may make you wince to realize that or to embrace that, but it's true. It shouldn't really make you wince as much as make you be wary and make you be aware that you need to stop and reflect on how things go and on conversations that you have with others. And when things don't go well, stop and ask yourself, okay, what happened there? And what might I not be aware of? And frequently what we're going to need are others. We're just going to need people who know us or who are in the room when the conversation took place, when that meeting took place, and someone said something and I said something back, and then the room got quiet and it got kind of awkward, and then we moved on. I might need to say to somebody who knows me well enough and who I trust enough to say, hey, what happened right there? What was I missing? And somebody might say, well, couldn't you tell that so-and-so was tearing up? The longer you went on with your point, the more that individual sort of just shrunk in their seat because there was something in your delivery that was maybe not what you intended. And in my case, I think almost, yes, I can see that that's the case because I have a strong personality behind this nice big smile. I can really be a lot, and I can come on strong, and I don't always realize it. Okay, so I wonder what it is for you. Are you aware that there are patterns in your behavior, there are patterns in your relationships that somewhat maybe kind of dog you, and they come up, now and then, but kind of over and over again? Each of us is going to have their own Achilles heel, their own particular temptation. Mine might be to say too much. Yours might be not to say enough. And so you don't feel heard, you don't feel maybe considered or maybe even respected. And I bet you are respected, but you don't feel it because people don't ask you for your input because you just don't say much. And so I don't know what it might be, but I promise you, if you're part of the human race, it's something. And these blind spots are our responsibility, because even though we don't intend to hurt somebody or to harm our process or to get in our own way, it still happens. And there's nobody responsible for how I relate to people and the quality of my relationships and the trust people have in me or the lack of it. There's nobody responsible for that ultimately but me. And so here's what I want to encourage you to do. I just want to ask you to breathe and say, I've got shortcomings, blind spots, weaknesses, and I'm not alone, and on some level, I'm going to be okay. I don't have to be perfect. I can have shortcomings, and that doesn't immediately disqualify me from relationship or success or leadership. So just become comfortable in your own skin that it's okay to have blind spots. Now, the second thing I'd suggest you do is ask yourself, am I prepared and willing to become aware of those? Because in some ways, you and I will be in more of a kind of a blissful ignorance, and we will be happier when we don't know what's wrong with our delivery or our style of relating. And when we do become aware, it's going to hurt a little bit, but it's got to get a little bit worse for us before it gets better. And in the end, here's what I want to remind you of, that there's a proverb that says, the one who hides his blind spots will not prosper, but the one who confesses and forsakes them will find compassion. Okay, it literally says the one who hides their sins will not prosper, but whoever confesses and forsakes them will find compassion. But it's very much the same. If you put a lot of energy into suppressing and denying and ignoring and la 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 and not, paying attention to where the shortcomings might be, you're going to develop a reputation for it, and people are going to know, that she's just not somebody that you can talk to about stuff because she gets really defensive or he gets really defensive. But if you seek genuine feedback, sometimes do an anonymous survey or sometimes do a candid conversation with a trusted friend. If you follow what the title of one book is called, Hug Your Haters, if you realize that when people are giving you feedback, they're really doing you a service and helping you get better, then you're going to grow, and people really aren't going to attack you for being humble about your blind spots. They're not going to attack you for that. They're going to appreciate that, and you're going to find they really don't throw stones at you. And then the final thing that I'd like to suggest to you that you do with your blind spots is just let it allow you to become increasingly humble and real and easy to be with. Because people who are okay with their weaknesses or are aware that they have them and are somewhat humble about it, they're just kinder, gentler people. People who have to be perfect, people who just cannot make a mistake, they tend to get really uptight, and they're tightly wound. And sometimes you find yourself walking on eggshells with those people, or sometimes you find, it's just uncomfortable because it's such a big deal for them to be human. Don't be that guy. Don't be that person. Be the one who's comfortable in your own skin and say, hey, look, I'm a member of the human race. That makes me flawed, but I can be humble about it. I can seek to grow in it, and I can, I'll even throw this little bonus thought in. Let it make you be more merciful toward others. It's going to make you a better human being and a person that people enjoy and can grow with and learn from and work with. It's going to make you a better boss, a better client, a better team member, just a better human being. So that's what I've got for you. Embrace your blind spots. Be okay with them. Just become aware of them. Give them the attention they need and let them make you more real and humble and gentle and merciful. That's my word for you. I'm Steve Garcia of Get Your Business Done Leadership Coaching. If you like this video, please share it with a friend. If you don't like it, let me know so I can get better. Take care and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.